Hi and welcome. Welcome to amoCRM webinars. Today we're going to discuss how to build a data-driven strategy in amoCRM. And by the way, there's no need to take notes. We're going to send you a PDF after the webinar. My name is Jackie Phillips and I lead the marketing team.
And I'm David, I'm the content marketing specialist at amoCRM. Check out my blog posts, I write about cool stuff. So what are the goals of CRM analytics for small and medium businesses? Well, you can divide it in two parts. First is to predict problems before they affect your profits, so you can not lose any money. And the second is to monitor key indicators and improve your sales process. So the content of the webinar will be as follows. First, we're going to go through the overview of the analytic features in amoCRM. Then we're going to implement them in the case study and show how to exactly use them. Then we're going to talk about different key indicators and takeaways. And at the end, you can ask us any questions. And also during the webinar, you can ask us questions in the chat and our lovely moderator, Leo, will answer them as quickly as possible.
Great. So let's jump right in.
So to start it off, we will give you an overview of the analytics report with all its features. So the first report is consolidated report. The consolidated report displays important information collected from the lead pipeline and the customer pipeline. Consolidated report is crucial for seeing the sales reps' workloads.
So first of all, I just want to mention that almost all of our reports have this amazing filter and search feature. That means that you can basically create real-time reports using the data that you want to see. So that's a really amazing feature that you shouldn't overlook. So to start it off, the consolidated report has a section called leads. And this is a chart that shows the won leads in green and your new leads in blue. So what I can see from this report is the trend of new and won leads. The best case scenario, it doesn't decrease. Even better, it grows. That means you're going to get more new and won leads, and even better would be if the distance between these lines decreases, because that means your conversion rate is going up. You're converting more leads to sales. The next section is the detailed leads section. So this shows the proportion of the leads on each pipeline stage and the amount of leads per user. So this is really crucial, and I'm going to tell you why. If a stage is overloaded, that stage might have problems. And same goes with sales reps. If one rep has more leads than the others, that might indicate a problem, because each sales rep has a limit of the leads that they can process effectively. And you need to know that limit as their manager. One cool thing, most of these percent icons are clickable. So here I can see all of Nico's leads. There are a few additional sections, such as the purchase section. This is connected to your customer pipeline, which is a beta feature. I think you should try it out. Following that are contacts. This is going to tell you the percentage of your contacts and companies, what it's made up of. So 57% of ours are contacts and 43% are companies, as well as the amount of contacts per user. So as you can see, Rolina is exceeding the rest of us. So just like lead overload could be to-do overload, so you need to pay attention to this as well. So you can see here, Nico has 69% of all the to-dos, and so that means that the to-dos are not equally distributed between all of your reps. So you should pay attention to that too.
Next is the win-loss analysis. The win-loss analysis focuses on the pipeline and the overall performance of your sales process. It includes conversion rates, lead lifecycle, average purchase volume, and lost leads.
So please excuse our technical difficulty here. This is not correct. This is crazy looking. But
yikes.
yeah,
13 years, fire them all.
Nevertheless, I'm still going to walk you through it. So the average, let's see, today's pipeline progress. Yeah, that's where we're going to start. So this is going to show you the amount of leads on each stage, the amount of leads that passed through each stage, and the amount that you lost on each stage.
It also allows you to understand the efficiency of lead processing on each stage based on won and lost lead.
So moving on, this is the average lead lifecycle report. Like I said, this is not accurate at all. This is going to show you how long each lead lives in the pipeline and in each stage as well. This is really good for detecting prolonged lead processing. On the right here, you've got the share of leads that passed through each stage. And your closed won percentage, that's actually your conversion rate. That's going to be your how many sales you won over the total amount of leads. So this report is also really good for detecting bottleneck stages, and we're going to show you how to do that in the case study. Moving along, we have the incoming leads. So here we've got 119 incoming leads, and this report also tells you which sources they came from, as well as how many were converted into leads. And then lastly, we've got the prospective sales. So amoCRM is pretty smart. It can make a very good guess about how many sales that you can expect in the future based on your data. We're gonna skip the report by customers because, like I said, it's based on the customer's pipeline, which is still a beta feature, and head on over to the report by activities.
So the report by activities shows all the information about users. Like with everything else, you can use filters and sort columns so you can find all the relevant information with ease. And you can also view a detailed report for each employee. All you have to do is click on their name, and it will give you all the cool stuff.
Another cool feature is that you can change the period of time. So if I wanted to see what Nico was doing in the current quarter, I could do that pretty easily.
Next, let's go to the activity log. The activity log collects data about all activities done in amoCRM. It's pretty straightforward. Every activity will be documented there. We'll show how to utilize it later in the case study. And let's go to the call report, which is self-explanatory. It shows the calls made by sales reps. It helps to check KPIs for calls, like calls duration, the amount of calls made. You can also listen to calls if you want to evaluate the quality of your sales reps' calls. And lastly is the goal report. Your goal report shows the achievement of set goals based on revenue and/or quantity, and will show how to set it up in the case study. So don't worry about it.
So yeah, it's a little bit overwhelming. It's a lot of stats, it's a lot of things to look at, and we're going to put it into perspective with a case. So this is the case of Bath Bosses. They started using amoCRM around 2 months ago, and they significantly improved their sales process, but they're still having some problems, and that's what we're going to discuss today. They never used amoCRM analytics, and they don't even know how to do it. So a little bit of background. They offer selling and installing cool bathtubs. So they offer a standard bath, a premium bath, and an installation service. They've got a small sales team made up of 4 promising sales reps. And we think that what needs to happen is that their boss needs to pay more attention to amoCRM analytics. We're going to explain how to identify and fix their problems using our analytics.
So the first problem is that the team is not earning enough money each month. And to see exactly what is going on, we need to set each user's targets regarding sales revenue and the quantity of leads. This will allow us to monitor goals and measure performance. So if we go to the goal report and we need to set up individual targets. If we click on set goals, you can choose the time period, and then you can choose the amount of revenue and or the quantity of won leads. And you'll be able to see how each rep is performing and analyze this.
So I am setting a total goal for the whole team of $80,000. So that means I expect each rep to bring in 20,000. amoCRM automatically divides this equally, but if you have junior sales reps, or if you have one person who performs better than the others, you can of course change this and it will be updated. So let's go ahead and make that equal. Save. And now, as we can see, I am on my way to hitting the target. Relina is an overachiever, and Nico and Valeria are a little bit behind. So I think we're going to find out why the two of them are behind when we look at the next issue. So the next problem is that our rep Nico has a lot of overdue tasks. And when he's asked, he complains that he just can't handle all his leads. The other reps aren't complaining. So I think that the underlying problem is uneven distribution of leads and to-dos. And we're going to find out about this in the consolidated report.
So if we go to the consolidated report and look on the second chart, leads per user, we can see that Nico is overloaded with leads. And remember, overload means inefficiency. So Nico's manager should know his limits and be careful not to go overboard. And if we check out his conversion rate, we can see that it's lower than average.
So hang on just a second. So as we said, conversion rate is found here. Sorry. So 53%. That's the team conversion. Then we're going to filter by Nico, apply, and yeah, 28%. It's a lot lower than the team.
Indeed it is. And also we can see that he's losing leads at the negotiation stage, and we need to investigate why. But before we do that, if we go back to consolidated report, we can see that Valeria doesn't have enough leads. So there is a simple solution to just move some of Nico's leads to Valeria. Problem solved.
Yeah, it was as simple as that. So the next problem is that the team is losing too many leads. So what are you going to do about that? I mean, the easiest way to deal with it is to look at where you're losing them and try to solve the problem there. And what this looks like in amoCRM Analytics is going to be a non-smooth transition of leads through your pipeline in the win-loss analysis.
So if we go to the win-loss analysis and consider the second chart, can you see a problem here? There are a lot of losses at the negotiation stage. And if we click on close lost leads, we see that most of the time the responsible user for lost leads is Nico.
Yep, out of 2 pages, it was mostly Nico.
Yikes.
So we already know that Nico is overloaded and he's losing leads at the negotiation stage. Now we're going to take steps to help him. But let's imagine, what if everything was okay? What if he did his job and he wasn't overloaded by leads? What could be the problem then?
Well, then you should check his interaction with leads, like emails and calls, and like take a sample. Usually this is the starting point for sales managers to find out what the problem is. But you should start by checking the statistics first in order to save time. Taking a sample should be the last resort because it takes a lot of time and energy, and sometimes or oftentimes it's easier to just go for the statistics first.
Right. That's always the best way to approach the problem. So our fourth problem is that everybody looks like they're working. There are leads in the pipeline, but there are no sales. So what could be wrong here?
Well, this is where we come back to the average lead life cycle. So first of all, you can check if leads are getting stuck in a certain stage.
Such as this one.
13 years. You want the line to be as smooth of a diagonal as possible, which is obviously not the case. That would mean that you are losing leads equally through each stage, no sudden losses at one particular stage, and you have this natural progression. It's obviously impossible to have 100% conversion rate. Also, check that the time in each stage is not too long or short, like 13 years. This varies from business to business, so you'll have to judge this based on your experience. If you see that all sales reps lose leads at the same stage, it can mean that there are some technical or organizational problems that you need to look into.
All right, so let's recap the key indicators that you should track. You should track these because you can change them. It's not just a theory. You can test your strategies and see what works and what doesn't. So first of all, you should pay attention to your conversion rate in the win-loss analysis. Conversion is the percentage of leads which result in sales. If you increase your conversion rate, you're going to increase your revenue. So how can you improve it? At Bath Bosses, we have two products, premium and standard baths. Product one, we're going to take a look at its conversion rate. So again, using search and filter. All right. Product one, standard, apply 62%. Take a look at the premium, 28%. So product one shows a much better conversion rate. So we're gonna focus on that one because it's more profitable and allocate the budget more towards that and other resources as well. If you want to increase the conversion overall, you might want to improve your email templates, your call scripts. The main thing to remember is that you can only draw this conclusion and decide what to do and create a strategy after you understand that your sales reps are performing the way you want them to perform.
So second key indicator is the average sale for each purchase that you can find in the win-loss analysis. To calculate this, you divide the total sales by the number of purchases, and the higher the average sale is, the higher the revenue. And so how can you improve this? What can you do about it? Well, maybe you should start by upselling. For example, in the case of Bath Bosses, they should try to upsell from standard to premium and add installation service to it. There are different ways you can do this, and don't worry, we'll send more examples after the webinar.
Right. So the third metric you should pay attention to is the average lead life cycle. This is also in the win-loss analysis. This shows you how long it takes to convert a lead into a sale. So it's going to show you if leads are sitting too long in a certain stage and getting cold. How to improve this? One of the best ways is to automate repeatable actions. For example, automatic lead creation, automatic communication by sales bot, by automatic emails, automatic task management. This is going to give you more time for interacting with leads and helping them move forward.
And the last metric you should check out is the amount of incoming leads in the win-loss analysis. The amount of incoming leads shows sources of incoming leads and the amount of qualified leads, which is very crucial for allocating budget to more efficient resources. So for example, if Facebook gives you more leads, you should try to direct more efforts to Facebook as opposed to Twitter or email. But also try to understand which leads are higher quality for you. This is a subject for a whole another webinar, so if you want.
We take requests, yeah. So that about wraps it up. I mean, here are the key takeaways. First of all, you should check for the following problems: uneven distribution of leads and to-dos, not reaching the goals in the goal report, not having a smooth transition of leads through your pipeline, and worst of all, leads that don't move.
And just to recap, the key indicators to monitor, all of those are in the win-loss analysis, is the sales conversion, average purchase size, average lead life cycle, and the amount of incoming leads.
So that about wraps it up. As you can see, stats are not as scary as they look. You just have to take a few minutes and dive into your stats section, and the rewards that you gain are just so much better because you're basing your decisions on your actual data, not just what you read on the internet or something like that, but actually how your reps are performing, how your leads are behaving. So we're gonna have some time for questions in case there are any in the chat. And so far they're not, but we'll wait a minute or two. And just so you know, we have got actually quite a few webinars on different topics. We are uploading them to YouTube, to our YouTube channel, amoCRM Webinars. Pretty easy to find in case you've missed those other webinars. And of course, you are always welcome to drop by into our weekly Q&A. We talk about different problems that beginners face. And we keep it casual. If you want to ask questions, we're ready to answer them. Yeah, so any questions? Nothing?
No questions.
Oh, I hope that means we did a very good job.
Hopefully. If not, go to DiscoverCRM and check out my blog about this topic. But otherwise, thank you so much for coming in. Hopefully this was helpful. And if not, shoot us a message and we'll get on a call.
Yeah, we are ready to provide the content that you need. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, and follow us on social media. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.